All right, so the next one here, the Philippines to get $3.5 billion in U.S. military aid. So the $901 billion 2026 National Defense Authorization Act, the NDAA, signed by President Trump last week, includes up to $3.5 billion in military aid for the Philippines as the U.S. continues to build up its forces and allies in the Asia Pacific to prepare for a potential future war with China. The aid for Manila includes $500 million in foreign military financing, a State Department program that provides foreign governments with funds to purchase U.S. weapons. So it's $500 million in FMF funds over 5 years to add up to a total of $2.5 billion. And the NDAA also includes an offer to the Philippines of a $1 billion loan in military aid repayable over 17 years. So that brings the total aid for the Philippines tucked into this massive bill to $3.5 billion. And in recent years, we've seen the U.S. expanding military bases in the Philippines, boosting its own military presence, also trying to help build up the Philippines. And this comes as tensions are very high between Manila and Beijing over the South China Sea. And, you know, we see there's disputes over these rocks and reefs, and we also often see these sometimes collisions, you know, encounters between Chinese and Philippine boats. And the thing is that the U.S. is telling China, telling the world, that the U.S.-Philippine Mutual Defense Treaty, if you're not aware, the U.S. and the Philippines have a treaty that if the Philippines is attacked, the U.S. would intervene to defend them, like the U.S. has with Japan as well. And the U.S. always says that that treaty applies to attacks on boats in the South China Sea. So what the U.S. is essentially saying is that if this maritime dispute really turns hot, the U.S. is ready to go to war with China over this dispute in the South China Sea. And the U.S. is very involved. You know, we see it's become kind of normalized. A few years ago, it was kind of a big deal when a U.S. aircraft carrier would go into the South China Sea, but now it's pretty normal for big, you know, U.S. warship, a major U.S. warship presence in the region and military drills and things like that.